See, just give it a second. Oh, that's new. So it says like the videos are being live streamed. You have to hit the got it button. That's new. That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't have that before. That's pretty cool. All right, looks like we're live. I guess good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm here. I'm interviewing Luke. How you doing, Luke?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. I haven't done one of these interviews in such a long time. I'm rusty with these interviews. Just got my cup of coffee, Batman. Hopefully, we don't have any haters with Batman, but the Batman cup. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself? Like that's like the interview question, right? When it's like, tell me about yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what you work in, and where are you from? Because
Yeah.
different.
So I'm from the UK. I work as what's known as an ICT customer support and operations officer, which is a very weird title. Basically, in short, it means first/second line assistant. I mainly work in the social housing market. And we do have a lot of Citrix and Microsoft Office, AD, that type of stuff.
And where are you from? I think you're from the
Oh
UK.
yeah, I'm from Liverpool, UK.
UK. And like, what's the? I guess for everyone that's watching, like, what's your how did you get started in tech? Like, what made you come into IT?
Okay, so when I was growing up, just like everyone else, I was very intrigued by computers. My grandparents only had a computer. My parents didn't. They refused to get one growing up. So anytime I got to go to my grandparents, I spent hours on end on that computer. And then I eventually wanted to upgrade it because I was playing World of Warcraft. So I ended up putting RAM in, and that was like I was hooked after that. I started upgrading it more and more and more, and then eventually I built my own computer, and I decided I'm going to go into IT. From a start in the UK, you can go through apprenticeships, which is a really good start in the UK. It's government funded training, so basically you get paid while you learn. So you go and work for a company. The government contributes to that company while they pay you. And you get a qualification out of it. So I went and did telecommunications apprenticeship. However, I decided that wasn't for me in the end. And when I finished, I went and worked for a computer repair store. Thankfully, that got me loads of experience with just repairing PCs, repairing laptops, Windows, and general like faults that users will come across on a daily basis. When that role left, when I left that role, I went into a really large company, financial firm. And it basically exposed me to everything. So I was like, this is my first time really even having exposure to AD. So they gave me full-on blown access, which was scary, to be honest. I was worrying, I was like, am I going to destroy this or not? But no, I like learn on the job, which was great. It gave me experience to like Intune, Azure, Office 365 administration. And then once that ended, I went onto another company, more to do with social housing, and I got like full like exposure to everything. As you know, in like first line and second line roles, they will lock you down in terms of what you can access. As where this company like just gave me full access to everything, every part of the server, everything, which was new for me. So I got to basically, it was almost like going into a lab. Like you just had access to everything, which was great. And yeah, that's it really. COVID happened. We worked from home. I'm sure like everyone else in IT, it became really stressful supporting everyone. And yeah, that's where we're at today.
And for you, it's just a random question because I'm based in the US. Like, what's I guess what's the viewpoint of certifications in the UK?
Okay, yeah.
Because it's different here in the United States.
We just like in the US, we do have A plus and Network Plus and stuff like that. It's not as required as what's used in the, like if you look at any US job posting for IT, most of the time it requires you to have A plus or it's like a really high desirable. It's not like that in the UK. and I'd rather you have ITIL. And then yeah, that's it really. There's no like qualification you have to have. You just need to prove you have experience dealing with IT. They're more looking for customer service backgrounds, to be honest. Like they'll companies here will happily teach you the IT part as long as you've got great customer service.
Got it. And what's the I guess for someone that's brand new, like since you already have IT experience, like if you had to go back in time, since you already have experience, like I guess what advice would you give yourself? What advice would you give someone brand new in the UK starting out? Like how do you get started in IT over there?
Go and study it at college. So college is very different to the US. You get 2 years free college in the UK once you've finished your high school. It basically, I would recommend going and doing college, get a customer service job alongside it. So do an IT course, get a customer service job. They link together. Once that finishes, I would then go into an apprenticeship or apply for some junior roles. Someone will eventually take you on. I can promise you that, as long as you're very committed. And yeah, that's like the best way to do it. Obviously, you can go and do university. That's also a great option. It's not required though for IT in the UK that much.
And I was gonna, I guess another question. I like to ask a lot of questions. What in your current job? I think you say you do like AD Connect and Office 365 and Citrix, right?
Yeah.
So what are like? Are you? This is gonna be just generic towards you because I work with Citrix. Are you just like going behind the scenes on ZenApp servers and killing the session, or are you actually publishing the applications, or you don't do that at all?
For me, we have a technical team, so we have like a third line who does all the publishing of applications and stuff. We normally just go through onto Director, kill apps, anything that's running in the background, also doing like going onto the actual servers itself. One of the main things which we do is, from this like on our team, is a lot of maintenance on the server, such as going and checking if it's got duplicate profiles, because obviously on Citrix that can cause a huge issue. Stuff like that, really. Giving access to Citrix servers through groups and AD as well.
Got it. So did you get training on that, or did you?
Yeah, so I got trained in this position. Yeah, so I had, coming into my current position, I had no exposure to Citrix at all. It was brand new.
And because I'm asking, because usually Citrix, like just doing Citrix itself, it's kind of like it's kind of hard to understand because there's like a portal, you log in, and then you log in, you put the username of the person, then it has our username, and then it tells you what sessions they're running, and then if you don't know what you're doing, you could just kick them out by accident. Yeah, you kick them out by accident.
I've done that before. I've locked people out by accident.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you, because
no, I never had an experience. I got trained on it, which was fantastic. It was great to get exposure to it. It is widely used, and if anyone here like does manage to get exposure to Citrix, I highly recommend it. So even if you just go practicing with it, it's great.
And I was going to ask you about for Office 365, are you doing like Exchange Admin Center, or are you doing something else?
Exchange Admin Center. So we've got like a hybrid solution. Could be migrated to 365 from on-prem. So it's just like it's just AD Admin Center.
The Admin Center, got it. And I'm gonna keep asking you questions. So how was I guess in your job? So yeah, you said about the whole pandemic thing. I'm taking a step back, right, for the whole pandemic thing, because you talked about that. So I think we spoke earlier before. Like, I think you said you had like 1,000 laptops in your house. Because
we had loads of equipment at my place. There still is like around my room dotted just equipment. Like I say, it's one of those. We went mobile really quickly. We were in because we had Citrix. We were in like a thin client environment. To go from that to where we are today, which was deploying loads of laptops, licenses, everything like that. It was a lot of work. But yeah, it was very intense in this room at one point.
And does anyone in your company, because you said Citrix, you're using Citrix, right? So
Yeah.
is there anyone using like VDIs or virtual desktops? And is there like a
Yeah, so
portal you log into? You know.
so we use virtual desktops just for us to access AD and stuff, and our file servers and stuff like that. Other than that, really, we don't use many VDIs itself. We mainly just give access via Citrix to everything we need.
Got it. And for you, because you say Active Directory too, and you say you didn't have training for that. So I guess they train you that in your job. Did you do like labs and stuff?
My first ever job, I don't know how I managed to get it. They just employed me because I was cheap, and they just gave me full access to AD. And my manager went on holiday at the time, and someone came in and was like, "Can you reset my password?" I was like, "Oh God." So I had AD in front of me, and I had to Google it. And thankfully, I figured it out, but that was very worrying at times. I kind of learned on the job. I do recommend that people do go ahead and do labs with it, because there's so much in AD that you could break at times. And yeah, like that. I do recommend labs. I mean, there's still stuff I don't know in AD, so.
Got it. I was just wondering because it's Active Directory and some people that's like the main thing you'll use if you're doing help desk or IT support. Typically, is Active Directory.
Yeah, AD and Exchange is the main thing you're going to use most of the time for help desk, in my opinion.
Yep. And what's I guess for you, this is another random question. Like, what certifications are you working on right now, or you're not doing anything right now?
Absolutely nothing at the moment. No, I've not got any certification, which sounds awful, but no. I mean, I have my like college BTEC, which is equivalent to, I would say, like an A plus. However, I do eventually want to go and do ITIL, but that's it for now. It's like far away in the future.
So your next role would be more like into security, I guess?
Yeah, eventually I would like to go into more security and break away from the help desk. Don't get me wrong, I do I think for anyone who works in the help desk, you have to enjoy helping people. Otherwise it can become a bit of a dead job. But no, I would like to ideally go into security, and mainly like app deployment as well. I got a lot of exposure to using Intune to deploy applications, and I got a very small experience of SCCM, and that seems to be more the role I'd like to go towards.
And so so I'm guessing you use MDM as well for Intunes, or am I wrong?
Yeah, we use MDM. We use through Intune portal, we just deploy. We generally scan the QR code on your phone, and it just sets it all up for you. We just use that basically.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah. So it's a really easy way to manage a phone.
That's pretty cool. And I guess are you trying to? This is just me asking. I like to ask questions a lot, so
Yeah.
it's just me asking questions. Are you trying to get more into the blue team or the red team or the purple team for security? I'm just asking, just picking your brain. Are you trying to get into the blue team, the red team, purple team? Because there's like so many different.
Probably a blue team, yeah.
Probably blue team.
So,
and have you started using like Try Hack Me or Hack the Box or stuff like that?
Not yet. No, that's my next step. I do, like I said, I will eventually get to doing that. It's just when I get around to creating all the labs and stuff for it.
Got it. And you say you build your own computer, you like get added memory and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah,
you're a big gamer. Like what games do you play? Are you on Steam?
Yeah, I'm on Steam.
Yes, yeah.
Mainly Destiny. If you ever heard of Destiny 2? Destiny 2.
I heard of it, but I never played it. Just wondering.
Oh yeah, Destiny's great. That does mainly that and Overwatch at the moment.
Overwatch.
That's it, really.
And for like, do you have a LinkedIn profile and stuff like that, or you have absolutely no? You don't have a LinkedIn profile?
Yeah, I would recommend everyone has a LinkedIn profile, especially for anyone looking to get into technology. LinkedIn can be a really good resource to connect to people. I would highly recommend if you look at going into a company, say you apply for a company, you apply for the job in Indeed, just try and look for the company on LinkedIn, see if you can get any hold of any staff members. It would never hurt you to literally put a message through to their IT director, their IT manager, and look keen. So
it's all about building your connections, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta know the right person. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. Don't tell people. People don't really pay attention to that, but it's really important that you know the right people sometimes. So, what else was I gonna ask you? Oh, I was gonna ask you, how long have you been in IT? That's what I was gonna ask you.
I'm 24. I've been in IT since I was 19. So I literally went straight from college into IT. I've been in IT now nearly 5 years. Like I said, I started off doing an apprenticeship where I was paid pennies. I think it was like £3.30 an hour, whatever that works out in dollars. not very much anyway, let's just say.
Yeah.
And then I've just advanced my way up that way to this point.
And do you have the option to work from home, or you got to be? I remember we talked about that, I think.
Yeah, we have the option to work from home. At the moment, it's full time just because COVID got really bad in the UK at one point. However, now with all the vaccines coming out and stuff, and the UK uptake of it, we are going to look hopefully to like having a hybrid working. We do like maybe 2 days in and 3 days at home.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm just looking at here.
Yeah.
Someone was asking, are you doing remote support?
Yeah, so we do remote support through Teamviewer.
Teamviewer, okay.
There's loads of different options. You've covered a few in videos as well. There's also like BumGuard and stuff like that.
You use BumGuard?
No, we use Teamviewer, but I've used BumGuard before.
That app, man. It's like it works and it doesn't work.
Send the link to the user. The user says, I haven't received the link. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. It doesn't, like it's like on and off. Like BumGuard, like you can't elevate your account sometimes if they don't have the BumGuard client on the computer. That's like my experience. I use BumGuard. So if they don't have the software on their computer, you cannot elevate your account, which means you can't do anything on their computer.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the chat. There's a couple of people in here from Liverpool themselves. So hello to everyone from Liverpool.
I have no idea, but someone asked, what is your advice for someone starting their first help desk job?
I would say go in with a really open mind. Be willing to learn. Don't go in there. I've heard a couple of people come into IT jobs and seeing them come in where they're just like try to take over, try to prove themselves. You don't need to do that. Just come in willing to learn and be open. Be prepared to make mistakes. It will happen. You will potentially delete a mailbox, or you'll potentially delete a distribution group, or if you're like me, you'll log someone off on Citrix. It's going to happen. But you'll learn. You'll honestly learn from that.
And for let's say we talked about labs. Do you do any type of automation like PowerShell? Like, are you into PowerShell automation or any of those things, or you don't do any of those things?
No, I don't do any of those things at the moment. The only automation type stuff we do is through our ticketing system. But other than that, no. So we use Freshworks for our ticketing system.
Freshworks, yeah.
So we have it. It's all automated. To if someone, we have canned responses. So if someone sends a ticket through, we can just put a canned response. And most of the time, we've got most of the issues in our canned response system, and you can send it through.
That's pretty cool. Let's see if anyone's asking any other questions. Just checking. Yeah, just bear with me. It says, hey, Luke, can you tell us an overview about AD daily duties in first level support in the UK? ?
Yeah, so in the UK, AD duties normally are stuff like password resets, changing job titles, occasionally giving access to groups. It depends on the business. So in first line, some businesses will give you no access at all, so you literally can't add people to groups, or they'll give you full access where they'll give you just everything and off you go. So yeah, just stuff like adding people to groups, stuff like that, really. Moving people into different parts of AD, so if they change departments, stuff like that.
And you have security groups for Citrix. You're talking
Yeah,
about that, and,
exactly.
and I'm pretty sure like I'm just hoping that because you have a good team, they actually put notes on the group and tell you what that group does and what
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
for.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
They say like Zen app, Adobe Pro or whatever. Or
Yeah, most of the time it'll have a description of what you're giving access to.
yeah, that makes sense.
And if
Do
you need
you?
manager's approval, who to go to.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And some of these things need approval because we can't just do things on the fly.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna ask you. Do you do share drive permissioning as well, or you don't touch that at all?
Yeah, we do. We do shared drive permissioning, mainly through Cloud Drive Mapper to map SharePoints as like an actual mapped drive on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to have a on-prem solution where it was an actual physical drive that people would go onto. We now are at the point where we've got everyone on SharePoint, but people are still in our company a bit confused by SharePoint. So it maps it it maps SharePoint like a physical drive for them.
Got it. Okay, so you guys use SharePoint. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like SharePoint, so I never had issues with SharePoint. But some people
Yeah,
may not
we're
like it.
fully like committed to 365 at this point. Everyone's on Teams, SharePoint. We at the beginning of the pandemic, we blocked Zoom actually, and then we realized like
Zoom.
other companies are going to need to use Zoom, so we unblocked it.
No, that makes sense. As people were
Yeah,
Zoom bombing and everything. That makes
yeah.
sense. Uh, and what are your? I guess for you, like what are your like do you like is your job or your environment or the people that you work with are they like really chill and cool like when it comes to like teaching you stuff like the sysadmins? Do you have different departments or
Yeah,
is
so
it?
we have a help desk team, an applications team, and a technical team.
Mhm.
Our technical team mainly does like backups, deploying apps, any like upgrades to our network that need doing. The help desk team there's like a hierarchy. We've got an apprentice, which was a position that I was in, obviously 5 years ago. I'm not in this company, but that was the position I was in. I got promoted from assistant to officer during COVID due to saying how much my role has changed and how much I was doing.
Mhm.
But no, there's like a high. So I'm at the higher end of our help desk team. So calls go basically have a first line team which logs the calls, and then if they can't fix it, it goes to us. And if we can't fix it, it'll go to third line, which would be an applications. If it's an application, it'll go to the applications team, such as our CRM. Or if it's something to do with potentially the network itself, we'll send it over to our technical services team, and they'll handle it.
That's pretty good. You got a whole point of escalation.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and then and for when you this is gonna ask me just towards your job when you did your training like did they train you on site or did you train remotely? It's just a random question.
On site, yeah, it was all done on site.
It was on site.
Mainly, like I said, when I came in, I already had to this my current role. I had quite a lot of knowledge already from my previous job. However, if I needed training in, it really basically gave me a lot of exposure to other stuff, and I needed training for that. So it was all done on site.
Got it. And it's another random question. Like, are people hiring in the UK remote?
Yeah, so at the moment, all the hiring's done remotely. A lot of the jobs you'll see listed on Indeed and wherever other websites will also say how they're going to eventually come back to the office, but for now it's a remote.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it really at the moment. There is a lot of remote jobs, but a lot of them are still saying like you will eventually have to come into the office.
And what websites can you recommend for someone that's in the UK to look for jobs on site? Because I know there's Indeed, there's Dice. Are there other websites? Are there like websites that I don't know about that are from the UK
Yeah,
that
so
you can use?
you've got your Indeed, you've got LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Monster is a site in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
It's really highly recommended. I believe there is some other smaller websites like Reed Recruitment.
Recruitment. Okay,
Other than that, really they're the main like three basically.
got it. Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Oh, sorry, and Total Jobs as well.
Total jobs.
Total Jobs, yeah, it's another recruitment.
I'm not familiar with that. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a UK one.
It's a UK one.
Total Jobs is really good because it grabs advertisements listed from loads of different places, puts it all in one place for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll search Indeed, LinkedIn, this, that, and the other, and put it all in one big list.
Got it.
So it's really good.
So to get started for someone in the UK, you talked about apprenticeships, right? So it's that
Yeah.
really like, is that typically like, do they pay you for that, or they don't pay you
Yeah.
at
So
all?
the way
Or
apprenticeships work is you basically apply for the government website. Companies will list jobs on there. So it'll be like an IT help desk apprenticeship. It will describe what the job role will be, who the company is, and then you'll go for a job interview with that company, and they'll take you on as an apprentice. The government will partially fund it, so they'll give money towards the company to like pay for your training, to pay for mainly just training, a qualification, anything else you might need. It is, like I said, it's a lesser salary than you would normally get going into a company as a junior. Because obviously the company is also having to pay to train you up and everything else. So you will earn very little money, but it's a really good, if you can deal with that for a year, it's a really good way to get into a company. The UK has a really good apprenticeship like success rate as well. So basically, if you do an apprenticeship at a company, most of the time, like 90% of the time, they will keep you on in a proper position once you're finished.
and there's just because I have people that I know that are from New Zealand, Australia, Ireland, different countries. Is there a such thing as, this is just a random question to you because I've seen this a lot online. I'm not sure this is true or not, but is there a such thing as you pay to be part of an apprenticeship? Like you actually pay out of your pocket to be part of an apprenticeship?
No,
I see that online in certain
in the UK, that's not a thing. If it is, it's more likely a scam.
like a scam. Okay.
There is a really good scheme at the moment in the UK called Kickstart, where to help young people get into employment, the government will work with different companies and pay 6 months of your salary to get you introduced. So you say you went for an IT job and you had little experience, the government will pay the company to employ you for 6 months while you gain skills, which is really good, to be fair.
Got it. Yeah, because I'm seeing like these fake postings that, oh, you have to pay X, Y of money. And I'm talking about not in the US, we don't do that, but like outside of the US, I've seen that because I work with people from the UK, I work with people from Australia and from other countries, New Zealand, and I get asked this question a lot, like how do you get started with internships? And then the other thing is like apprenticeship and stuff like that. Like they asked me like, is this legit? Like, do you got to pay X amount of money and to be part of this apprenticeship? Is that like a real thing?
So I've seen companies in the UK advertise to you pay them to train you, and then they try and find you a position. That's quite a common thing you'll see online if you look at IT jobs. I've not seen much success rate come from them. That's probably something similar to what you were explaining before, where you pay someone for an apprenticeship. You basically give them a huge bulk of money. They'll train you up on like an intensive course and then send you back out. IT career switch is definitely one of them. I see Barry in the chat has mentioned that. I actually applied for them when I was first starting out in IT, and they phoned me and was like, you need to give us this X amount of money and we'll get you a job anywhere in the UK. I was just like, no. I'm not going to give you £15,000. You can pay it, and they're like, you can pay it back in installments. I'm like, no. It's a quick way to get yourself in debt.
And what's your because you said there's you have the free educational system. Is there, do they cover certifications too, or is it just
no? You would have to probably pay for it. So like I said, you're in the UK, you can do an apprenticeship and you'll get like an IT qualification out of that. More than likely, if you went to your employer and asked nicely, they might pay for your A+ or an ITIL. However, most of the time it's not included in your apprenticeship itself.
And what's ITIL? Because people don't know what that. Some people may not know what that is. What is that?
You don't know what ITIL is?
No, I know what that is. I'm saying people.
Okay. So ITIL is it's basically a set process that is you can get a qualification in it. It teaches you more about service line agreements, how to handle the ticketing system, expectations, change controls, setting, that type of stuff. Really, it's like basically management of IT is a way to explain it. I forget what it actually stands for. I think it's like IT service management.
Yeah, something like that.
ITIL.
And I think that usually someone that's trying to get into management, they typically have that certification.
Oh yeah, you'll see in the UK a lot of IT management jobs will definitely require it. It is definitely needed for that type of role. In the UK, you'll see it as a desirable, but it's not really needed for a help desk type role.
Yeah, yeah. I seen that also in the US we do ask for some places ask for that certification too. Most places ask for A+, which is
yeah, that's understandable. I mean, you can get an A+ in UK, and I will definitely recommend to anyone starting out who hasn't already got experience. It's probably a good way to start. Because if you go to an employer with no experience, say, I've got an A+, they've done labs, I've done this, you're gonna look better than most applicants going for that junior position. So,
got it. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I get messages all the time from people in the UK. I can't find a job. I can't get a job. They want experience when I have no experience. Like, what am I supposed to do?
In UK, I would definitely say it's a lot of luck. When I did my apprenticeship, I was really lucky getting that. I think over 90 people applied for it. There was 2 positions. So, like I said, but I was also in the financial position where I could afford to take a really small salary and learn. Obviously, if you've got a family to commit to, or if you've got bills, debt, etc., you need to obviously find a position that will pay you suitably. Yeah, I would agree. In the UK, it's definitely a lot of employers do want you to just have experience. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just the job market is tough right now in the UK. Because I was talking to people. I have friends in the UK and they tell me, "Oh, I can't get hired. They're all asking for job experience." It's just, and I'm just like, you have to maybe do some sort of like internship or something. Gotta get some sort of experience from somewhere. So doing those labs, get the certs. So
I definitely recommend labs. Labs is the best way to go to get experience. If you can go into an employer and say, I've not got any experience in the workplace, but I've done all this before, then you will look, like I said, you'll look better than most applicants who will go in with just a college diploma.
Yeah, someone was saying just on college courses, we had a lab in college, but we cannot use our enthusiasm to learn lab AD put off. Like, he didn't do AD stuff. I'm just looking at the comments. See if anyone have any questions. Just checking. So what are your I guess, so what's did you live in the UK your entire life, or did you move
my entire life, I've lived here. So
the UK? I went to London actually.
Okay.
I went to
London.
In
New York like in 2019. So
I was in London 2019.
There you go.
That's funny.
To like switch countries.
Yeah, we just switched countries. Yeah, that's funny. I went to London. I was in London, UK, and I went to I saw like the Queen of England, the castles and everything. It was fun. I had fun.
That was me in New York. If you ever come to Liverpool, it's a very small city. So when I landed in New York, I was like, whoa. As for the person who's mentioning the labs in college and AD, unfortunately, a lot of college courses are mainly read off PowerPoints. It's quite sad. They have a syllabus they have to teach you. Then most of the time, they're not given enough time to teach you the whole syllabus. So they just speed through PowerPoints. I really don't remember much from what I learned in college regarding IT because of how many PowerPoints we ended up doing.
Yeah, someone is saying, well, what lab is he talking about? I don't know. I
know. Kev's got loads of lab YouTube videos. If you want to go ahead and watch them, they'll teach you how to set up AD, Exchange, the essentials of what you need. So I highly recommend them. So I found your channel like a couple of nights ago. I was looking up something. I was like, oh, what's this? I stumbled upon the channel. I just ended up watching all your lab videos in one go.
Yeah, I have videos on Exchange. People don't watch all my, because I have so many videos. So there's a video with me setting up Exchange 2016, and then you could actually do Exchange Center on your own lab. But you need a lot of memory for that. It's not gonna work. It's gonna crash if you don't have a good computer. So you can actually set up Exchange Admin Center on a VM and then learn how to do Exchange. Then add that experience to your resume, and then you should be good after that. Because then you could actually put on the resume, I know how to create mailboxes, distribution groups, share mailboxes, and resource groups. You can put all that on your resume once you learn it. So like I tell someone if they're brand new, like do the lab, the Server 2016 lab, do the lab and learn about Exchange Admin Center, and then just put it on your resume, and you're good to go after that. And then the Active Directory stuff, same thing. Just install Active Directory, put Server 2016, and spin up a VM, and then you can add that to your resume too. So
that's it. You will eventually, if they can see that you've got commit, especially in the UK, I'm not sure about the US, if they see you have commitment to learning stuff about IT, they will give you a chance. Like most employers will, obviously, unless someone who's really advanced applies for the same position, they'll give you a chance.
Yeah, exactly. If someone was asking the difference between titles and IT, desktop support, support specialist, technical support, depends on the job description, man. I look at titles are very misleading. I don't look at job titles. I think they're very misleading. Like you could be called Helpdesk, and you could only just do password reset. I've seen someone do that. So it's just depends where you work.
Mark's asking about
networking.
Networking. No, you don't need it for Helpdesk. In our company, even in like level 2 support, you don't need it that much. You need to know the basics of it. So I would recommend learning a bit about VPNs, especially for remote working at the moment. I think you have a video on that, Kev, actually, about VPNs.
Yeah, I have a video on VPN. Yep.
Yeah, so I recommend learning about VPNs. Obviously, troubleshooting Wi-Fi issues. Other than that, though, you don't need to know like the more advanced stuff about it.
That's what happened to me yesterday. Someone was trying to run, and people are gonna watch it right now because I'm live right now with this. So someone was trying to run terminal with Linux, and then they're trying to run all these advanced stuff on their computer and on their VM, and then they're trying to RDP to a server, and like Kev, it's not working. Like they messaged me on LinkedIn, like Kev, it's not working. This is not, and I'm like, what are you trying to do? And then they told me, and they're not even following my video. They're just making their own lab, and then I'm like, I can't fix that. I don't know what this is because I don't even know what you set up. So the thing is that I always tell people to learn the basics, right? So if you don't know the basics, you're in trouble. It's nothing's gonna work for you. He was doing all the advanced stuff, right? And he's trying to have a user or a client remote into that server. So if you know about A+, at least a little bit, right? You know that you have to add someone to remote desktop user group. Because they're not part of that group, you cannot remote into the server. So he didn't know that. He didn't even know what that was. And I'm like, come on, man. You're killing me right now. Like if you don't know what that is, then you're gonna have to take a step back and learn the basics. Like you cannot do the advanced stuff. You don't know what remote desktop users is, you're in trouble. Like it's just learn the basic stuff before you go into the advanced stuff. Because people they think they need to know all these crazy things with PowerShell, and it's just learn the basic stuff. And people ask me these questions. Someone's like, Luke, should be a good idea to learn from others. Like, just stay motivated, keep learning once. When you begin with a company, do you just get thrown in deep end, or the company train you?
I'm just answer the first one first. So in terms of learning locally with labs, would it be a good idea to learn with a few others locally via labs? Yeah, there's a lot of virtual learning courses you can do regarding labs. I'm not sure. I think you said you're from Liverpool. I'm not sure in Liverpool if there's many, but I believe you can online. There's a few courses where they'll have lessons and teach you how to do it, and they'll give you access to a lab, a complete like VM with all the stuff you need to set up a lab completely. So even if your computer's not got the 32 gigs of RAM that you need at times to run certain labs, you can definitely do it. I'll try and find it in a minute. It's what I went through when I started to learn a few things in labs. What else is there?
Someone else had a question there too.
Yeah. When you began with the company, did you get thrown in the deep end, or did the company train you? Yeah, so when I started with the company, the first company I joined, I got thrown in the deep end. They basically wanted someone really, really, they didn't invest much money in that IT. So they just want someone really, really cheap. and they hired me. I had basically, at the time I was working in McDonald's, so I had no IT experience at all.
Did you say McDonald's?
Yeah.
Oh,
At
you
the
worked in
time
a
I was,
restaurant.
yeah, I worked
Interesting.
in a restaurant. That's how I got my customer
Uh,
service experience. That's
uh-huh.
a really good thing, by the way. If you do have a customer service background, even if it's fast food, make sure you make it known in your CV. It proves you can deal with high pressure situations, customer service, that type of stuff. It's really important you like show that you're able to deal with those stressful customers. Because there'll be times when someone high up in the company will message you through a help desk and go, "This needs sorting ASAP," and you have to know how to prioritize that, but also manage expectations.
No, I agree with you because when you work with people, you have to know how to talk to them and communicate with a customer. Especially in help desk. Help desk is just like you just gotta know how to talk to people. If you know how to say the right words, then you're good. If you say the wrong words, then they'll probably use it against you. So just be careful what you tell people. Don't make promises that you can't keep in IT. That's one thing I learned, like my
Yeah,
job experience.
exactly.
Don't be committed to making promises with someone that this will be fixed in 20 minutes. Don't say that. Just
The best
I'm
thing to
like
do is under promise and meet their expectations like
exactly.
more.
Mhm.
So like don't say to them, "It'll be done by this time at this day," and you're sitting there panicking last minute trying to get it done. If you say to someone it's gonna be done in 2 weeks and you get it done in a week, they're gonna be really thankful about that. So it's just managing expectations.
Yeah.
Um,
I have an
I have an
interview on
interview on
Monday.
Monday. Yeah, I just reading that. I have an interview on Monday for level 1 help desk. What should I expect them to ask you? I'm curious. It depends really. It depends on the company you work for. So I would say they're going to ask you the default questions. They're going to ask, about your previous experience. If you've got any qualifications or certifications, they'll ask you about that. They'll ask you if you know a little bit about AD potentially, a little bit about Exchange. They're basically going to, for a level 1 position, they're going to try and find out technically where you are. And don't take that as a bad thing. It's just them evaluating what type of training you might need, if you're going to need any assistance for your first start. So, for example, you might get teamed up with someone from second line. They'll teach you everything you need to know. And that happened with me, my current company. I just got teamed up with someone, and within like 2 weeks, I learned everything I needed to know to do my position.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It depends on the company, it depends where you work, depends on the job description. It could be anything from the job description to your resume to they're not even gonna ask you technical, just come out of nowhere and just ask you personality questions. It could be
Yeah, that's
anything.
it. Yeah.
It could be
I think the
anything.
weirdest question I ever got asked was like, "What animal would you be?" And it's like, and it's like, if you get asked that, a good answer is say you'll be a lion because you travel in packs, and it's all about teamwork. Try and just always focus on the teamwork aspect of things.
That's funny. That's good.
That's a good answer.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
It threw me off when I got asked that. I was like, "What?"
yeah. I was asked. What was the question I was asked? I was asking what I think something about food. Like, what food would I be or something like? It's just like I was just like, why are you asking me this question? I was so confused. I was like, what? Well, what is going on over here? Just a weird bunch of weird questions. And I think someone in my job was asked about what application would you be on Windows 10 or something like that? And that was another question. And they said task manager because you could end every process or something like that. Yeah, I'm not even joking. It was just an interview that they had. So I didn't know why they were asked that question. Like that's some weird questions sometimes.
I know.
And
I got asked what web browser I would be. That's another weird one I got asked. I was like, "What web browser would you be?" And I was like, "Chrome, I guess."
Chrome, I guess.
I'm currently working for a company that underfunds and understaffs their IT department, but the users expect us to perform miracles. How do you deal with that? I can relate to that. I had it in a previous position where they like had 2 IT people to support 700 people to support 700 users. It was a lot. You most of the time it won't just be your department that's underfunded. It'll be other departments as well. So they'll know how you feel. It's like I said before, it's all about managing expectations. you need to let them know if you've got a high workload, you've got like, mailboxes to create or other things to do. You have to let them know that it's going to take 2 weeks to do this because I've got this previous workload. It can be hard. If the user's expected to perform miracles, then you need to give them the reality of how it is, basically. Not to say to cause confrontation, but you do have to like let your position be known. We have at our place, we have people like who will try and bypass the help desk queue. They'll send us a direct message through emails like, "Can you do this for me?" And it's like, no, you go through the help desk. You've got to treat every department as equal. So if you go ahead and reset that person's password and messages you directly, they're going to tell someone else and tell someone else. And next thing you know, you've got hundreds of people messaging you directly because they think they can bypass the help desk queue. So if you tell everyone to go through one channel and work through it bit by bit and in order, then you're treating everyone equally. And that's the best way to do it.
No, I definitely agree with you, because if you so usually what it is you set the expectation in the company, because when you don't do that, then you will get overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just gonna get overwhelmed. So that's the other thing is people put people put too much attention to you, and then you have everyone messaging you, and then that's the same with if you use like Slack or Skype or anything that shows your presence online, then everyone's just gonna message you.
Yeah, I had
online.
to put myself as offline on Teams at one point during the pandemic because I just got bombarded with questions.
Yeah.
So, Zamir, I've always very passionate about IT, but have great difficulty with networking because of my Asperger's syndrome. I would say I've worked with people with Asperger's syndrome in IT before. You don't need to worry too much about networking when it comes to your first help desk role, if that's what you're going into. Most time with help desk, it is just going to be simple password resets, helping users out, that type of stuff. I can understand like how it can make you feel less. I mean, I suffer from dyslexia. So I have massive issues with spelling, and that's something I've had to learn to adapt to. So I can relate. Disability can make you feel a bit, not less, but can make you feel more intimidated by the situations that you're going to face. However, you just need to, it sounds horrible, you need to own it, basically. Like, if you make a spelling mistake, just deal with it, just say sorry. Or if you do something wrong because of the fact, like, my organization is horrendous due to dyspraxia, which is another like mental disability I have. It can like, so my organization in tickets and just in my workload is disruptive, basically. It's like I kind of just try and do everything at once, which can come back to bite you. So I would say don't just take things slowly. So if you've got like a networking issue, take your time on it. Don't feel like you have to rush it. If you need to let users know, I'll come back to you, let them know you'll come back to them. Go and do some research on the situation. So yeah, that's it really.
Yeah. Someone says something about IT bosses easy to get along with? ?
Some have and some I haven't. My current boss is fantastic. Like my whole IT team, my director was. So you'll notice some people in IT can be like managers can be really standoffish and really hard to approach.
Mm-hmm.
This IT manager I have currently is fantastic. Like, she gets involved with the tickets. She has a workload herself. You can go and speak to the director about anything and he will get back to you instantly or teach. I remember I had an issue with someone's account locking out consistently on Citrix, and this was when I was first starting. I went and spoke to the IT director and he came over and showed me how to troubleshoot it and everything. So like it was really valuable knowledge to gain. There's been other times I found managers difficult to deal with. I've had one manager who last time they did IT support was Windows XP.
Jesus.
They were just basically just sat and ran reports all day, help desk reports, and presented them in meetings. So they would find I would find it really difficult to get on with them because it was like, in some ways they would hold you back in ways they didn't want you to look better than them. Because somebody who was in a position similar to me would come up to me and say, "How do I do this?" And then they'd go to the manager of IT and say, "How do I do this?" And he wouldn't know. So then they would come to me and ask, and I would know, which makes the manager look bad. So we had a really standoffish relationship at times, which towards the end just made me leave. So I was like, I'm not going to sit here and feel like crap because you don't know anything about IT at this point because you've not supported Windows since XP.
Yeah, I actually had that in one of my jobs I worked. When I worked for an MSP company, same thing. Like I actually knew a lot more than the other person, but and I don't want to make them feel dumb. We don't do that. So it's just, it is what it is, right? So it's just.
I mean, our team's really good. There's nothing I know which my IT manager doesn't know, but like I can teach her. She'll teach me some things that I don't know. I'll teach. We have an applications person in our team who helps out in the help desk. She teaches me loads of stuff about the CRM that I don't know. I teach her loads of stuff about 365. It's all about collaboration and teams.
Definitely. So anyone else have any more questions? What time is it over there right now? It's like 5 hours.
6 o'clock.
No, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, just trying to see if anyone has any other questions. Yeah, I went to London and I had a couple of drinks over there, and then I went to the pub.
Nice.
And then I went to
the pub.
You
have Guinness? Because Guinness over in the UK is different to.
Yes, I did. Of course, I did. Yes, it's really good. Really good. See if anyone have any more questions. And are you I guess like you're off on the weekends then, so you don't work every.
Yeah, I work weekdays only.
Oh, that's good.
The UK IT jobs in the UK are that's not very frequent. A lot of times it will be shift work, including weekends. However, most now would be like we'll require you to work one Saturday every month, that type of stuff. However, my job is basically 9 to 5, Monday, Friday.
Are you on call once a month or something like that, or no?
No, there's been times where I've jumped in to help things. Mainly to do with like when the pandemic hit, we spent an extra long amount of hours in the office trying to get everything ready. But other than that, no.
That's good.
So yeah, so as soon as it's Friday and it finishes, that's it. You switch off.
You out?
I'm out. Don't talk to me about IT. I remember I was at my mum's company, just got Teams, and I remember being at the dinner table with her like towards Christmas time. I was sitting there, she starts talking about Teams, and I was like, I'm trying to switch off from work. Hi Luke, again, please do you have a YouTube channel like Kevin? Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I would like to create some IT videos in the future. I'll cover some of the similar type of stuff as Kevin. I will link it at some point. I'll send Kevin it and you can put it.
Yeah. If you have a channel or something and you want to share it, just throw it in there.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there.
You could also, if you have a LinkedIn profile, you could throw it in there too if you like.
Yeah, definitely.
Throw it in there for everyone.
Someone asked me before. I'm trying to find it. Somebody mentioned about it being concerning about finding a job. It's not. I think I don't want to overplay it because it's not super stressful. You can find jobs. There are IT jobs out there, and there's just a lot of people going for them now due to employment being low due to the people being made redundant via the pandemic. So please don't think there's like no jobs. There is jobs in IT.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition too. You're dealing with. That's why I tell people like get certified and do labs because this makes you stand out. We spoke about that. So you're competing with other people.
Especially in the UK, like I know I have a friend who applied for a job recently. 95 other people also applied for that one position. So the way you've got to see it is a lot of people are doing IT as a career option now, especially compared to previously. So yeah, it is about making yourself stand out. I would say in the UK, a big thing which is very different to the US is like CV templates. In the US, you can have a very bare, basic CV, just a list of stuff you've got and you know what to do. In the UK, they expect it to be more presented nicely. That's how I've had it at job interviews where I've like shown my CV and they've gone, okay, it looks amazing how you've presented it and it's all laid out. And that's maybe look better than other people. You get templates on Word. They have them like, if you have a 365 subscription or just Office in general, You can, in Word, if you go into templates and type in CV, they've got those there.
What about cover letters?
I've never needed one before. However, they can bump you up, definitely. Especially if you're trying to go into the same sector. So if you say I was decided to move job, which I don't think I would for ages, I could write a cover letter, say I've been in housing for this many years, and I could say your company is also a housing company, just relate your skills and how you could benefit them. But for actual just normal jobs in like different industries, you don't really need it in the UK.
Got it. See if anyone have any more questions. Otherwise I'll let you go and you can go have some beer later tonight. 6 over there, so. The dread cover letter conversation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you, LinkedIn. Lincoln. I said, I can't talk. Thank you, Lincoln. Thank you. Appreciate it. See if anyone has any more questions.
Yeah, I'll give it a minute.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, guys, because usually I usually on Saturday. I don't know if you watch any of my recent videos. I'm usually here on Saturday with Ryan, but Ryan from New Zealand. We do Azure training, but Ryan is not feeling well today. He's actually taking medication. He's a little sick, so I usually make videos with him, but he's not feeling well, so he should be good. He should be back to normal by next week.
What's the likelihood of landing an apprentice job if you're in Africa? I mean, remote job wise, I've worked for companies before where they've had remote workers from different countries. It's not super common. Perhaps, like I say, you could apply though, definitely, as long as you're willing to work the time zone difference. That's what you're gonna have to take into account.
Yeah, the time zone difference makes sense.
I've worked for companies before where we've supported US people, so we're having to do mad hours just because of
time difference.
Just time difference in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the time difference will really mess you up. Yeah.
Another thing I would recommend to people to learn for the UK is just learn how to deal with phone systems. They're still very common enough in workplaces, even remotely through like Cisco Jabber. Definitely learn phone systems if you can. I'm not sure if you have any videos on it, but there's videos on YouTube to cover it.
I haven't made videos on it yet. I know how to use it. I do phone systems in my job. I do a lot of telephony stuff. I have not made videos on it yet, but I will make videos on it. So I do in my job, I have access to assign phone numbers and create the phone number and configure the phone from scratch. And then same thing with Cisco Jabber. I could configure your whole Cisco Jabber account, so you got to log in and have an account and everything. I do all that.
Yeah, so that's what I do as well. I guess you use Cisco CUMC, whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah. Unify. Yeah, the Unify Center. Yep. I have like the ISO for it. I haven't made a video on it yet, but I do have like the actual to install it and set it up. I'll probably make a video on it at some point this year. So just phone systems, because people are asking me about it. Because there's Avaya, then there's Mitel.
There's Avaya, Mitel, Cisco. I don't know what else there is. There's in the UK, Yearlink is used quite a lot. Yearlink. Yeah. Well, I think it's like YEA Link.
Yeah.
What do you recommend for a network admin getting into it? I wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't do much networking. I would probably go and get a Network Plus certification. That would probably be your best start.
For networking, you need to have Network Plus, and then you could go into CCNA. Yeah. That's typically that's typically what people do. They get Network Plus and they go into CCNA, and then you could also make your own lab. So you download Cisco Packet Tracer, and then you go over like Cisco, just setting up stuff on the Cisco and on the Cisco routers and stuff like that. And then some people, what they do is they actually buy a router and they actually do it that way. And you could actually build like a whole lab at home with your Cisco routers and stuff like that. So
When I worked for a telephony company, that's what I got trained in. I got trained in I forget what it was called now. It was like the LG technology, IPEC. I don't know.
IPAC.
It was like it was LG's technology, but I got to create at least a lab where I got the router, set it all up, plugged it into the main system, and phoned in from my mobile phone and got it all working. It was a really cool thing to do.
Nice. Yeah, so for that, like for that, if you're trying to get to networking, you do that. And if you want to know how to get started in networking, like really, if you're really serious about it, ping me on Discord. I have someone that is Cisco CCNA certified, and he works for Cisco. So I could probably give you someone that I know that does Cisco and works for Cisco. So
in the UK, I would also recommend upping your knowledge of macOS if you can.
Mac, yes.
I've come across it quite a bit recently, including having to make a Mac build guide for how to set up Macs for our environment. We use Sophos, Sophos Endpoint, and Zscaler. So yeah, I would recommend learning just how to use a Mac and how to generally support it if a few issues.
Cloud technology jobs in UK.
For cloud technology jobs,
that's a good question.
I would say obviously go ahead and the main thing to do is you can do cloud technology courses in colleges in the UK. They'll teach you everything you need to know about that. Also, I would just go ahead and learn Azure, maybe AWS, that type of stuff.
Yeah, someone's asking about your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, sure. I will. Let me grab it.
Would employers consider extensive lab practice as experience? Yeah, I have people that got jobs just having lab experience.
Yeah, definitely they would.
People got jobs.
It's like basically doing a lab is basically doing the same thing you would do in a normal environment.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta know how to word it on a resume. Obviously, if the resume is sloppy, then no one's gonna call you. You just gotta have a good resume and just know how to word your experience on a resume. That's the one thing that's very important.
I mean, employers will be impressed that you've gone ahead and done labs in your own time as well.
Yeah, exactly. I talk about that all the time. Like I had a friend of mine. He went to a job interview, and he got the job because he had a lab environment. The hiring manager was so impressed by him that he's like, "Man, I like you," and then he just gave him a chance. So
yeah, exactly.
So
I'm trying to think what else there is.
Yep.
If anyone has any UK-based questions about IT, just ask now. I'll happily answer as much as I can.
What type of tea do you drink now? What type of tea do you like? Messing with you. That's gonna be the question. What type of tea do you drink? You know what's funny? I have never had tea before in the UK. Really? I haven't had tea in the UK, and I missed that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. Actually, I'm gonna have to do that when I come back. I do plan on going this year. By the way, I might travel this year. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how the whole pandemic thing goes. But
yeah, I think America and the UK have no isolation rules now either, so you can come back and forth.
Yeah, I think I might go to the UK. I might go to Ireland and then go to UK. I think. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I definitely traveling this year at some point. So we'll see. Hopefully things start to normalize, at least a little bit, man. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just insane right now with this whole pandemic. Now, if you ever come to New York, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll get some beers and get some pizza.
That's it.
I got you. Just come to New York. Let me know.
There you go. No, I came in 2019. I was actually there during the scariest moment of my life. I don't know if you remember reading it in the news, a motorcycle backfired in Times Square.
Yeah.
In 2019. I was there when that happened. I just remember because in the UK, guns are completely illegal. So when it backfired, I just remember being with my family and we all just ducked to the floor. I was like, this is so obscene.
Yeah, for us in New York, it's normal to see that.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is normal for us. So,
I've also been to Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah's really nice.
Mhm.
And I've been to Vegas. So
I went to Vegas. That's nice.
yeah.
Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I'll let Luke go.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'm up for hanging out in a Discord chat if needed.
yeah, you could just hang out on Discord and just let him know if you have any questions, because I have to train people.
Yeah,
Gotta do some
that's
training
fine. I'll
today.
hop in a Discord if anyone wants to ask anything. Feel free to come in there.
Yeah, I gotta, because I'm working. I have my own. I run an internship, so I have to train. I have people that I work with. I have students that
Yeah.
I train, so I have to train them. And then after that, I'm just gonna relax. But I have to train people today. If you guys have any questions, just ping him. And did you throw your LinkedIn profile in there somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, I come on and see it. That's weird.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Discord under LinkedIn as well.
If someone said, "Do you have any certs?"
Any certs? No, I don't have any certifications, which is
Just-
a weird thing to say in IT.
Just job experience.
Just job experience.
Job experience. That's always a good thing. So I'm in the same boat as you. I have one cert and that's it, and everything else is expired. So just I'm gonna put your
How is the
LinkedIn.
IT job market in New York? That's a question for you because I would not know.
It's not good. It's pretty bad right now.
It's
like
hopefully it's recovering because obviously I know New York was massively hit during the pandemic. Like a lot of businesses went under and stuff.
People are being underpaid over here.
Yeah.
Right now.
I watch I can't think of his name on YouTube. The guy who has his own Mac repair store.
Louis Rossman.
Yeah, Louis Rossman. Yeah,
I have yet to meet him yet. I haven't gone to meet him yet. I have to go meet him. I haven't done that. That's like one of the things on my checklist, because I think he wants to move too. He wants to leave New York, so I have to meet up with him at some point and see, because he doesn't really know. He doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. He's another guy. Like, I live in New York like him, but I never met him and physically met him. So, yeah, New York is like, we got hit really hard with jobs, and people keep reposting the same jobs over and over again. That's how it's been over here. Now actually it has gotten a little better, but the problem is that the job market is a little messed up in New York. Like they're not paying the right salary for your position. So if you're doing a sysadmin job in New York, they're not paying the right salary. They're underpaying you, which is kind of annoying. So it's just like, because of the whole pandemic, they're taking advantage of the whole pandemic. So people are paying less. That's what they're doing right now over here.
That's very similar to the UK. So
yeah, they're like, oh, I'm gonna pay you less because you're working from home and you're not on site, kind of deal. That's just how it is in New York right now. It's just kind of annoying, but it's okay. And then some companies are actually paying like normal, but then other companies are just paying way less. And then depends what company it is.
Do you recommend any course in the UK for CCNA or for Azure? You can do a Microsoft Fundamentals in Azure.
Yeah, Azure has fundamentals. You have the AZ900, and you have different things you could take. CCNA, if you're doing networking, I would do CCNA. Like,
yeah, there's loads. If you just type in CCNA UK, there will be loads.
Yeah. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'll let you guys go. Luke, thank you for taking the time to this interview, man. I greatly appreciate it. It was fun talking to you.
Yeah, no worries.
If anyone wants to reach out to him, I put the LinkedIn link over here in chat. You can just go ahead and ping him. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Is there any final words you want to say, Luke, before we call it a day?
No, that's it. That's perfect.
And what's do you have any motivational speech, like Rocky speech or anything?
That's it. Just I guess just keep what you're doing. Like if you're still struggling to get into IT, just keep doing labs. Eventually you will find a position, and once you've got that position in the UK, you will just continue, your IT career will just go up. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So someone's asking about training for CCNA. Go watch David Bumble. He has training on it. I actually post about a free CCNA course from David Bumble on my Discord. So go to Discord and check that out. Someone was at because he did a whole CCNA course absolutely free from Udemy. David Bumble, Kevin Wallace, and a bunch of other people. So,
Yeah.
and I posted that on my Discord. So, and it's free. So go over there, click on that, do that course, and you should be good to go if you're trying to do CCNA stuff. So, all right. Talk to you guys later on my end of stream. Take care, guys. Bye, guys. Peace.